singkat, let's know a little bit about China. China is a country in East Asia bordering the East China Sea, Korea Bay and the South China Sea. China's Chief of State is President Xi Jinping, while China's head of government is Premier Li Qiang. The currency of China is referred to as either the Chinese yuan or renminbi. The current population of China is 1,425,193,544. As of Wednesday, June 19, 2024, China population is equivalent to 17.72% of the total world population. The total land area is 9,388,211 km per square.
China's GDP reached 130.33 trillion yuan in 2022, a steady increase since its economic reforms in 1978, as reported by the World Bank. The three major industries that contribute to China's economy are the services sector, manufacturing and industrial sector, and agriculture sector. In 2023, China's services sector accounted for over 54% of GDP. In comparison, the services industry accounted for substantially over 46% of GDP in 2013. Consumption of goods is an essential driver and engine of growth, and it continues to support the country's economy. In 2023, the country recorded 48.11 trillion yuan, representing a 7.2% rise in 1 year. From November 2022 to November 2023, China's retail sales ascended by 10.1%. Retail sales reflect consumer spending in the economy. A thriving services sector indicates healthy domestic consumption. It also signifies a boost in per capita income, giving the Chinese citizens the ability to support their own production. China's manufacturing and industrial sectors accounted for more than 38% of the country's GDP in 2023. However, China's industrial output has been declining in recent years, falling to 4.5% in March 2024. China's manufacturing sector has been dropping as a percentage of GDP. In 2013, manufacturing and industry made up 44.2% of GDP. The reduction is most likely caused by China's move to a domestically oriented consumer spending economy. Agriculture is China's third largest sector, accounting for 7.1% of total GDP by the end of 2023. The percentage of GDP has declined from 8.9% in 2013. Private expenditure refers to the total amount spent by resident households on final consumption of products and services. In addition to the consumption of goods and services purchased directly with money, household consumption expenditure includes spending on goods and services obtained in other ways, often known as imputed consumption expenditure. China's private consumption expenditure was reported at 49,281,973 yuan and 52 cents in December 2021. An increase was recorded from the previous number of 40,721,788 yuan 5 cents for December 2020. However, the number declines to 48,293,240 yuan 78 cents for December 2022. In 2020, private expenditure formed 55.3% of its GDP. Meanwhile, in 2021 and 2022, private expenditure formed 53.9% and 53% of its GDP respectively.
The expenditure made by private sector companies and individuals on goods and services that increase the economy's capacity for production are referred to as private GDP, which is gross domestic product. Investment. This kind of investment is essential to GDP because it reflects the role played by the private sector in economic development and expansion. As you can see in this graph, in 2022, China's level of total investment reached around 43.5% of the gross domestic product. In 2023, the total investment of gross domestic product dropped to 42.5%. This is because China has experienced a deceleration in its economic growth. This slowdown is characterized by a decline in the GDP growth rate compared to the high growth rates China experienced in the past decades. One of the factors is China's demographics are changing due to an aging population and falling birth rates, which have resulted in a smaller workforce and higher dependency ratio. This factor may cause overall consumer expenditure to decline.
Next, let's move to the impact in China. In 2023, China imported approximately $2.56 trillion worth of goods. This shows that import value had dropped by almost 5.5% compared to the previous year. In 2022, the GDP of China derived from import was around 15% of the total GDP. China's good trade supplies in the same year is result of its export exceeding its import by around 837.9 billion with import estimated to be worth 1.9 trillion yuan and 2.7 trillion yuan in 2022 respectively. In 2023, China exported approximately $3.38 trillion worth of goods. This showed that export value had dropped by around 4.6% from the year before. Besides having the largest population, China has also emerged as the global leader in export and the largest industrial economy. In 2022, the top export partner for China were the United States, Asian, and the European Union. From this data, you can see the net export for China. Even with the effect of the worldwide coronavirus pandemic, China's import and export total value at over $5.9 trillion in 2023. For several economies, China has emerged as a crucial trading partner.
The graph shows that China's human consumption increased in 2022 compared to 2021. There are various reasons for this increase, which is in 2021, government spent 181,672 yuan and remained relatively stable compared to 2020, with a slight rise in the percentage of 4.64%. The change amount on this year may be caused by policy adjustment. Current issues that arise on this year is the fossil fuel dependent business are being impacted by the ongoing transition to greener forms of energy. Government has faced challenges in maintaining out an equilibrium between environmental sustainability and economic growth. This could involve implementing measures to manage inflation, keep debt levels under control, and guarantee sustainable growth. In 2022, the spending increases by 11687 yuan, which is 1893359 yuan, with a percentage of 6.43%. The current issues that related with the environmental policies and the carbon neutrality last year is balancing economic growth with environmental growth remains challenging. The government may have assigned green and sustainable development projects as a priority, allocating funds for environmental preservation, renewable energy sources, and carbon emissions reduction programs, with investing in innovation, digital infrastructure, and advancement in technology that
Economy in China is undergoing significant changes. The services sector now leads, contributing over half of the GDP, driven by strong domestic spending. Manufacturing, once dominant, is shrinking as a share of GDP, reflecting a shift to a consumer-focused industry. Agriculture remains important, but its contribution is declining. Private spending is crucial, supporting economic growth despite challenges. The government is investing heavily in innovation and green initiatives to sustain growth. However, China faces challenges like an aging population and global economic uncertainties. Looking forward, China aims to balance growth with sustainability, leveraging its strength in technology and domestic demand to navigate a complex global landscape. Thank you.